Core 4 here to bring you the Week 6 post-game show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts of Stratford. So guys, was there any standout performers, standout games you had?
I mean, I'd have to go with Run TMC coming up huge against BSB. Won 77-41. BSB really didn't show up. They really got off offensively right from the start. The refs were a little rough, so they got in their heads very quickly. But Run TMC, no slackers, definitely won it themselves with 2 straight wins so far. 4 players in double figures. Reggie Stewart dropping 50%, and the whole team shot actually 50% as well, so it was pretty good.
Ian, coming in this game, BSB was 4-1, Run TMC 1-4. Did we think that there was an upset brewing here? Are you taken by surprise at all?
I was taken by surprise. I chose BSB. Coming off a tough loss last week, I figured BSB would turn it around, but it seems like Run TMC really has their number, and they really shot lights out. One of the most shooting teams in the league, so it was about time they actually made some, and here it is, big win.
On the court too, any standout games for you guys over there?
Well, I think it's obvious. Our game of the night was really, it lived up to its title. That No Limit versus Temptations game was incredible. It came down to the wire. Temptations ended up losing 85-82 to No Limit, but Carmine Santarelli was given the ball with time winding down, 5 seconds left in the game, was able to put up a prayer. Didn't go, but they put themselves in a good position to maybe tie that game, send it to overtime. They were down 6 at the half. They were down 10 going into the fourth quarter. Clawed back. Carmine was unconscious in the fourth quarter. Could not be stopped. And they made it a really, really close game. It was great. It really lived up to all the hype.
Yeah, it was really all Carmine Santarelli in the fourth quarter and the second half. No one else for Temptations could really help him out. It was all Carmine Santarelli going down the hole, finishing under the rim every single possession. John Rulon was under the basket, providing defense with 3 blocks tonight, followed by Terrell Vargas with his 31 points, killing it recently, along with 7 rebounds, going 11 for 17. Howie Miller, 19 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 blocks. So very impressive from the No Limit side. Very good defensive win. And No Limit go 5-1 after week 6.
I think it's interesting to note that this No Limit team is the best 3-point shooting team in the league, but they really struggle from the free throw line. They're only 7 of 20 from the free throw line tonight, and that really, if you take a step back and really look at that, that could have separated this game, could have made the margin a lot larger, sort of take a little bit out of that, anxiety towards the end of that game, close game. Those are free for a reason. You got to make them count.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they gave up 80-plus points. How can you reconcile saying they had a good defensive performance with that amount of points given up?
Well, I think that this was, No Limit's first real big challenge. And this Temptations team we know can score. They're one of the highest scoring teams in the league. They were our first team to drop 100. So they're tough to keep up with. And obviously any night where a player scores 39 points, you're going to have your hands full. So I think that you could actually hear vocally the No Limit players were a little bit frustrated in that fourth quarter, and they could feel it slipping away, and you could tell that they're like, hey, we can't sleep on this team. We really need to put the foot on the gas now and close it out. They could feel the footsteps behind them, absolutely.
Yeah, they did have a difficult time with Carmine, but other than that, they really did stick together, keep a good, they were strong and down low against everyone else, and they held them off for an 85-82 win. So
hopefully every game of the week can be that good.
Yeah, it was a great game to watch.
So back on the court one, we had 2 winless teams facing off. One time, and the Titans was one team who was able to break through.
The Titans actually pulled this one off. It was actually a great game for being a bunch of winless squads, but they actually came back. Big comeback. Took the lead with less than a minute left on a James Eccles steal and dunk. He ended with 11 points, and they just kind of grinded it out right then. Actually went down and drove. Really got to the free throw line. Actually made some free throws towards the end of the game, which was great. And a bright spot for one time, Cody.
Mike Cody.
Mike Cody.
Yep.
little brain fart. Had 33 points, 4 from 9. He was hitting it from looked like half court. So
Jimmer range.
Yep, Jimmer range. Yep. But yeah, Titans pulled it off, 58-50. So it was actually a battle. So the Titans came out with a win.
See, I wasn't on here court 1 with you, but I could tell that they were excited to get that first win, and it was definitely, you could see the team, yeah, they were excited, they were jumping up and down, they even joked, they were like, we're acting like we just won the championship, but you know what, it's good, they got their first win, it feels great, so I'm happy for them, absolutely, absolutely.
Great.
Now, in our pregame show, you picked upset alert, Air Ballers over Goon Squad, so how did your prediction come out?
Unfortunately, the Air Ballers fell 64-43 to Goon Squad, which puts them 0-6 in Week 6. Jalen Smalls, the only one to do it for the Air Ballers again tonight. 20 points, 7 rebounds. They had a couple new recruits for the Air Ballers who I thought would help them out in the long run. Didn't. They really just could not keep the ball in their hands. They felt scared like they always do in each week. And it looks like the Air Ballers, the typical Air Ballers. Matt Marconi had a rough first half, but after he took the headband off, going in the second half, scored 20 points and led the Goon Squad to an easy victory over Air Ballers.
He had an insane stretch in the fourth quarter.
Yes,
he scored like 8 points in the course of like a minute and a half. He was unstoppable. Steals, dunks, everywhere on the field. And I got to say, I know you love that Air Ballers team. You keep picking them, but they have not shown me.
I'm just waiting for that upset.
I hope it pays off for you at some point, but they're not showing me enough right now to get it done.
And finally, we had Brotherhood Serial Killers. It was a very highly anticipated matchup. Tyron Coward taking his new team against his former team. How'd that turn out?
Agreed. I picked Serial Killers for this one, but I was once again wrong. Brotherhood took this one 83-52, dropping the Serial Killers for the 4th straight loss. It was really Brotherhood's defense that locked them down. 17 steals tonight as a team. Unbelievable. Russ Payton had 28 points. But, yeah, that was it. There was really a defensively sound team for Brotherhood, so they really locked down and shut any offense for the Serial Killers.
Do you think they have any vulnerabilities, any team that can knock them off?
I thought they would. I thought the Serial Killers actually would give them a little push, a little try, but I gotta say the Brotherhood's looking like a very balanced and pretty amazing team at this point. So.
This Serial Killers team is sort of hard to scout, you know, because we keep picking them and we keep thinking that they're going to be a contender, but now they've dropped 4 straight now. Yeah. So we're really not sure what the identity for this team is. Are they going to be a team that's going to be in the bottom of the standings, finishing, now they're 2-4, or is this team that, like we thought going into the season, that was going to be a contender? So I think it's interesting. Obviously, the Brotherhood is not lost in 2 seasons now, so it's a tough matchup, of course, but it's interesting to see how talented this Serial Killers team really is.
I think there's going to be no doubt that the Brotherhood will be in the championship again this year. The question is who's going to be the contenders in the championship. And I'd like to think that No Limit will be that team. The thing is, they need to be defensively sound. They need to defend every player the way they would in every minute, just like the last minute in the fourth quarter. Terrell Vargas needs to back up, forget about being on the offensive mindset, and really defend Russ Payton and Michael Davis as much as he can, and then transition into offense as best as he can.
And as far as the Serial Killers go, I mentioned last week that they were really without a primary ball handler. It hurts them in transition, getting into their offense in the half court, and I think that was really evidenced, especially against the pressure defense of the Brotherhood. And actually, under the radar matchup, we had Sportshook Kakambas. I'm actually interested in how that one went.
Yeah, this is sort of an interesting matchup, like you said. The Kakambas are second best rebounding team in the league, and Sportshook is towards the bottom of the barrel when it comes to rebounding. But they are a great defensive team, and they play great at the half court. And you know, the addition of Scott Corchard halfway through the season or a couple weeks in has been huge for them. And Nick Baccarello spoke to that a little bit during his interview at the end of the game, but having a true ball handler has really opened up the floor for all their shooters and other offense. And of course, Brian Acevedo had another tough night shooting. You know, he had 11 points, but 5 of 19 from the field, which is, you know, tough. But I think that the addition of Courchard facilitating the ball, Eric Green now another big body down low. I think that this team is a bright spot in this league, but Kakambas don't really have the scoring to keep up with them. They ended up losing 48-64.
Yeah, to add to that, the Kakambas came in. Chris Aaron came in late. They had 24 turnovers the whole game. Tyler Russell had 11 points, 7 turnovers. Chris Aaron had 4 fouls along with 7 turnovers as well. David Serpensky really seemed to be the one who held that team together as much as possible, but it really didn't pay off with the 64-48 win, like Tyler said. Scotty Courchard really just keeps that team along. I really think he's definitely the best point guard in the league. I don't see anyone else who dribbles the ball just like as well as he does. And I really think that Brian Acevedo can step up, but we really haven't seen anything in the last couple of weeks.
Right, to his credit, he's had a couple of games where despite poor shooting, his team's been able to sort of pick it up for him. So obviously not the performances we're used to from him, but I don't think it's really concerning for the long run.
Yeah. So just to backtrack a little, we have a live comment from Mike Davis of the Brotherhood, our former MVP, reigning actually. He can't check us. So we think that's probably referring to Terrell, or possibly, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if we generate any buzz off this. But I'll be interested in Brotherhood, No Limit, if there's a little rivalry brewing there.
Absolutely.
Who knows? It might not be No Limit, it might not be Brotherhood, but that's what we assume will be the last 2 teams in the bunch. But who knows?
Oh, yeah. All right, well, thanks a lot. That was our post-game show for Week 6. You can follow us on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at legacy_leagues. Thank you.